Hello, everybody, and welcome to Organic Frequency Radio Show with Stephanie and Oksana. I welcome you today. I have an amazing guest with me in the studio, and Stephanie will not be attending the show today. She has a radio-related activity this evening, so I will be running the show and bringing on a special guest again to speak about our energetic shift that has been happening since, well, first of all, it's been happening for some time, one step at a time, but this past year of 2017 has been, I don't want to say mind-blowing, but everything blowing for us, especially those that are aware consciously and walking this path of this life in conscious awareness. And we decided that it would be great to speak about the shifts, the changes that this energetic shift brought to my life and to the guest's life as well. And it will be just a conversation that we will have, and perhaps our listeners, you can take something out of it, because I'm pretty sure you also have been going through many changes that at times are, very hard to maneuver through and really comprehend. But it is what it is. We're going with it, through it. And today we're going to discuss how we accomplishing this shift and what we are doing and did holistically to maintain our wellness, well-being, and hopefully balance. Or perhaps it created a balance within us. I would like to introduce special guest, and I will bring her on. Dee Lopez is a single mom at the age of 28 and is the owner of Rome's Paws pet sitting services. Before starting the business, she became a veterinary technician and would have a work shift of 12 hours at an animal hospital as a vet. After becoming a mom, Dee decided to take another route and started her company so she has more time with her family. Using her skills as a veterinary technician, she helps out her clients with special needs, pets, as well as the behavioral issues. She enjoys having her days in the outdoor, caring for her clients' pets, and being able to be fully a pet sitter, to have a full-time pet sitting job, and to be a mother at the same time. That's awesome. And we also had Dee in the past. She is our regular guest, and perhaps she might even be joining our team on Feminine Frequency Radio, so we will be announcing if that does take place. But for the time being, she is our guest, and I welcome her to this studio.
Hello, Oksana.
Hello, Dee. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yes, I am. Thank you for coming to the studio today. It's actually always fun to have guests in the studio with me, because it becomes, one, it becomes more fun, and two, it becomes more personal as well. And here I am back on East Coast. I don't think a lot of people know that just yet, but I've made a decision to come back to DC, to West Coast. I don't know how long it will be. For now, this is, the step that I've decided to take. I'm still cherishing West Coast and Southern California, and I'm still planning on retiring somewhere on the West Coast. whatever retirement means. Hopefully it will be very soon. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But here I am on the East Coast, and Dee lives in East Coast, and she actually is my pet sitter for my Charles, and I'm happy to have you back as my pet sitting beautiful nanny for my little pumpkin. So that's a plus to be back on the East Coast for sure. But yes, going back to our conversation today about energetic shift and how we maintain our well-being. So Dee, I guess what we want to what we wanted to discuss today is pretty much our personal experiences in the past year and what we were able to do naturally, holistically, or perhaps maybe not holistically, but preferably holistically, to continue healing, to physically, emotionally, of course, to continue staying true to the path, to continue moving forward, and what tools we used to stay on the frequency, perhaps on the frequency that we already established internally, because we can always go down and up, and it all depends on the level of balance we have internally. And what I can say for sure is, and I will go deeper into this conversation a little bit later in the show, is my final point hit me after I faced my darkest fear of losing finances, which happened to me last year pretty drastically through multiple avenues and events. And finally, I got to the point of feeling that balance without even trying to do anything.
Okay.
And of course, spending time on the beach helps. I've spent a full year on the beach, and that's what fear does. Fear literally relaxes you after you face your fear and after you walk through fear, whether you're afraid or not. I don't know if it even matters, but you are consciously choosing to do that. The minute you walk through those emotions and physical steps, you really start feeling, one, that fear really is all in your head. At least for me, that's what I've observed, and it's true. Fear does not really exist. It's in your thoughts. It's in your past experiences. And two is when you've gone through the period of thought process, and then when that's dropped, your emotions become leveled because you're not grasping to those thoughts of fear. There's nothing to grasp. And when you stop grasping, there's nothing to fix. You're balanced. Your emotions are fine. The only thing that I've experienced after walking through this is I would have a little bit of a shaker in my eye. That's kind of where my stress went.
Okay.
And this past week I don't have it, but like for the past month or so I had that. And that's my physical reaction to stress that, is still there. But overall in the body, it's such an amazing feeling to really look at everybody around you. And quite frankly, a lot of people are going crazy, and they're disbalanced, and they're stressed and anxious. And while I'm walking through a very stressful situation, I'm not stressed and I'm balanced, and that's quite amazing for me to experience, because even though in the past I've had much more to share with others in regard to possessions and finances, I was more stressed and disbalanced, whereas now I have less and I'm more balanced internally. I don't have fear of losing anything anymore in a sense, at least finances, because everyone has their own fears to face. For some people it might not be that scary. For some people it might be. Charlie saying hello. Hello, Charles. Come, step into the studio. So for me, I was able to really feel my body being in a balanced state, and also stressless. The stress went into my eye, and I'm hoping that the stress will diminish right now with time. I mean, stress in my eye that is being, picked up, in my eye. I don't know, because stress is felt anywhere in the body. It just depends. Back in the day, I would experience stress in my shin. I'm sorry, shin. Yes. That was my experience, really feeling differently in my body after such a big shake-up that allowed me to drop one major fear out of my life, and then I gained the balance. And what will be next, I don't know. Perhaps maybe something else, but that felt extremely different, extremely satisfying even, even though there's so many disasters happened, but after I felt what I gained from it, it's irreplaceable. It's even priceless. You can't put price on the balance. Well, Dee, what can you share with us? How this shift affected you? What one major change that you experienced, and perhaps how that change affected your body or your emotions or any of those?
I've always been very connected spiritually with myself as far as my dreams. Mm-hmm. So I can go into what do you call dreamland or something? And I started having very vivid dreams about things that are going on around the world, and also things that are going on with people that are very close to me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how to deal with it. And I've been having, people call it a gift that I have. Mm-hmm. And for the past 3 months, I was having really, really bad dreams. And it started affecting me. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I would try to meditate on it. It's fine, it's okay, it has nothing to do with me, it's not happening right now. But then it would actually happen. I see things that are going to happen in the future. And my thing is, it gives me a lot of anxiety because I don't know how to help. And there's right now with the floods that are happening around here. Mm-hmm. I saw all of that. I just didn't know where it was going to happen or when. And I would think about it obsessively, and it would affect me emotionally and mentally. And I lost touch with myself, and I was I need to figure something out for me not to obsess over what's going on spiritually with me. So I ended up decluttering my whole house. I started reading articles on minimalism. Mm-hmm. So I got rid of half of my clothes, mm-hmm. things in my room, things in my living room. So I have very minimal things in my house now. But since the house is still unfinished, as far as we're putting a new floor and stuff like that, I still feel like I'm halfway there to feeling like myself again. Mm-hmm. Because it's a new start, almost like a new house type of thing. But it has affected me a lot.
It sounds like you started developing psychic gifts.
Yes, but I've had it since I was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
From like as far as back as like 10 or 9. Because I saw September 11th 3 times, different dreams, almost the same, but different years. And when it actually happened, I didn't understand. I just thought, I'm having these dreams. But as I got older, I was like, oh my God, like I have something. There's something going on internally inside me. I didn't understand it.
Wow. Well, it doesn't surprise me because right now the shift, it's the reason I think there's so much, maybe not so much, but some urgency to it. Because like in my case, I quit 2 jobs in 6 months, a year ago, because I had to get together with myself and create my wellness package that really not just creates health and wellness in the body, but it also expands consciousness and awareness. So I had to do that. Yeah. But it makes sense because the opening is here. Yeah. It's pretty much universally we're positioned where you are giving additional energy, additional frequency to naturally connect with your natural gifts. Exactly. And perhaps that's what it is.
Yeah. And it's been so vivid for like the past 3 weeks.
Wow.
And it's been happening. I'm like, I have to figure out how to, not manage, but like figure out who I really am. And so this is me. And my, family is all like, I grew up Catholic. So all this stuff is like, oh, it's bad. So I'm like, no, I can't think the way that I was brought up. I have to figure out who I am really in this life. Because I believe in, past life and whatnot.
Well, this is interesting because also what I've experienced is, and what I'm hearing is because of this energetic shift, and we're literally starting a new cycle, we're creating a new paradigm, you are connecting with all of your lives right now. Yeah. Which means you are pretty much gaining all these gifts, natural abilities and gifts that you have in all your lives. So you bring it together. So perhaps that is one of your gifts, or one main gift in many lives. It's just for this life, it's the time for it.
Okay. So it does make sense. It really does make sense.
Well, and so my example is, even though I have a dance background, I have been told I will be writing books. This past year, or until now, made it very apparent to me that two main things I will be doing, and I'm already doing. I'm writing 4 books right now.
Wow, 4.
And I am collaborating with musicians to dance. So that pushed me to explore my natural gifts as well. And of course, out of that, I created a wellness program that is available online right now on Vimeo On Demand. But yes, I started writing, and I think it was maybe it was more than 10 years ago. I went to an event here in D.C., I would say probably 15 years ago even, about that. And I was told by a very, at that time, quite well-known psychic, and it was in a conference center here in D.C., that I would be writing. That would be my main gift, modality, whatever. And I laughed. I'm like, writing, maybe dancing, maybe doing some other stuff, but I don't know about writing. And I love writing. I mean, I already been writing before this past year, and I enjoyed it, but I never really wanted to write. And now it makes sense. Absolute sense that what she said, because I spend a lot of time on my own, and I enjoy, the creative part of writing, and that's what, I do, and it's been explored this past year, and it's, now I'm writing for an online blog as well. So it's been interesting. And I think that's kind of what you're probably facing is like, wow, what do I do with this new gift?
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube channel.
There you go. We explore all of our horizons right now.
Well, and I think that's what it is because we are moving more from human doing to human being.
Exactly.
Within all of us, we just have natural gifts, and especially those that are awakened now, they are major energetic anchors here for the rest. And I think more we connect with our natural gifts and express them, whether it's our main services or additional services, then it doesn't matter as long as they're being shared with others. And I'm kind of excited to hear that you explore in that realm because you were not before.
No. Yeah, it's been a while actually.
Yes. Wow. So you started seeing events that are for personal people, that's your friends and family, or just on a big, massive level?
Both, actually. Both, actually. And most of the time it's mostly personal. And on, probably a monthly basis or when it's actually going to happen, it's like a broad thing, like in another country and stuff like that. But I won't even know where it is. It's just very vivid. I'm there. I don't know if it's spiritually or something or...
Absolutely. I mean, everything is, Wow, that's very...
But I'm paying attention now. I want to explore it. I mean, it's very different for me, but I'm very intrigued. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Like, what do I need to do?
How did it affect, I guess, maybe the way you feel, your family? Like, what changes have you observed, maybe even in your body after?
Well, how can I say this? It did affect me emotionally because I started getting really bad anxiety, really bad, and then I started stress eating, and I gained weight from that because I would just put anything in my mouth, okay, cookies, cupcakes. It would make me feel better, but in the long run, it's not going to help me at all. Family-wise, I kind of detached for a while because I was just so stressed. And I was doing also a lot. I was taking on new projects just for me not to be thinking about all that was going on. But right now I'm okay, I need to just detach. I need to stop what I was doing for me to be okay because it was affecting me.
So you would consider that you got scared?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, because it was all new and it was all fast. It wasn't gradually it's just me opening something. No, it was just all in one push. Here.
Right. Well, and I think that kind of that was the shift. It's whether you like it or not. And I mean, from my experience, whether you like it or not, you're gonna lose all of your foundation for previous life created, and you're gonna start fresh. So whether you like it or not, it's happening. Good luck. So it's interesting. So, but for example, for me, when I started going into deeper exploration of my personal energy and going and really working with my emotions and really detaching and really facing my fears, I also started observing bodily changes. And perhaps it was more happening because of we had rainbow clouds, we had solar flares, we had a lot of retrogrades, we had a lot of...
Oh, yeah, those messed me up.
I've started sweating for about between 1 week and 2 weeks. I cannot remember. It was in March. I started sweating. I thought I started my menopause, but after 2 weeks it stopped. And after I consulted with some of my, friends, they said that yes, they've heard others had that because we've been receiving additional energetic pumps on this planet. And now it makes sense to me because, I was thinking, okay, let's get ready for old age.
No, it's not that.
But not, yes, no. And so that was challenging because I've never experienced hot, cold sweats, and changing clothes wasn't fun. Luckily, I lived by the beach, so I just walked naked. And so besides that, but yes, for me it was just a little bit easier, and I started drinking more of a balanced tea to help me out with that, because even though it is energetic shift, hormones are still, play a role, because regardless what's happening, energetically to our body, it still affects our, the way everything operates. At least I'm assuming it does.
Yeah.
So body has to adjust. So that's what I was told. Going back between hot and cold, it was more about body adjusting to different level of temperature, frequency in the body. And I just did a lot of resting, sleeping, drinking water, meditating. So I approached that like that. Have you experienced anything like that? No.
Well, I remember feeling hot a couple of months ago. I didn't really pay attention to it. It was more like I was doing a lot around that time.
See, and that is a challenge. When we do so much, we are not as self-aware.
Exactly.
And of course, sometimes, it is a little difficult. But what I've learned from what I've experienced the past year is the minute I am, because mind you, I spent a year on the beach, developing my classes, but yet I've gone through some massive shifts and changes and, some difficult situations, but I still spent time at the beach. I still was connected with nature. I still meditated. I still, majority of time, ate healthy. And I guess the point of it is that if I'm not self-aware now, I know it. Like when I gained that natural balance after really facing difficult detachment situations, it's present with me right now. It hit me sometime a few months ago, and I've experienced a little bit of a disharmony the past couple of days, but I've felt it right away.
Okay.
I felt, because I know how it feels to be balanced, and now I know how it feels when I'm not balanced internally, and it gives you an ability to shift, But I believe to hit that balance point is, it takes some challenge. I mean, it takes some time. I didn't even know when it would happen to me.
Okay.
Perhaps, I'm hoping this is kind of not a reversal thing, because I am not interested to reverse it. I would love to keep my 0 point present, because 0 point is manifestation point. But when you are balanced, you move with that, and you create your life. And this balance creates this balance.
Exactly.
So for me, I think it's the self-awareness. So I guess, keep it up.
Yeah. And now I've started meditating again, because there was a point in time where I stopped, and I was having 3 projects at once, and I was trying to run everything all on my own, and it was just too much. So I was I need to detach and start over, go to ground zero. And I started meditating, and that's been helping me also to how do I say read what's actually going on with me internally, and that's been helping me a lot.
Well, it's almost like getting to know yourself.
Yeah, all over again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. This past year has been somewhat of that for me. After I been mistreated, first of all, you know how it is. Our higher self, it's all set up.
Yes.
We would do it to ourselves because our soul wants to expand. Our soul wants to move beyond the density. It's a natural evolution. And regardless what's staying on your way has to go.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned, how it operates is it will create, and of course there is a blueprint. I mean, maybe not anymore because we're creating a new path, but we live the blueprint. And, you know, like my co-host Stephanie and I will always talk about there is like this interesting relationship between blueprint and manifestation, because manifestation is not straightforward.
No.
It's way more complex than just, you know, feel it and become it. There is other things that are playing role because our web got way too complicated with interferences of energies and everything like that. And, you know, and that's kind of, I've experienced that this past year. And the energetic attack that I experienced really forced me to look at myself and really understand how I'm approaching life, how I'm approaching people, how I want to be in the next life, in the next cycle, why am I disbalanced, why am I giving more and receiving less, you know, and literally after like going through, you know, mini depression even, like the depression that was even more than depression. I've never, and I think I already mentioned that on some other some other radio show that we ran, is that I've never entered the level of darkness in me that I did this past year. And that was almost uncontrollable, and I've realized like how low people can get, including me, when the energy is disbalanced. And that's what pushed me to look at myself, to touch, to work through emotions, to accept myself, to forgive myself and what has happened, to really start like literally like loving and loving and loving myself. And naturally the balance arrived, and naturally I realized this tango, this dance that I do with others or life, you know, as entity. So it was very eye-opening, even though I thought I knew myself. But it's never ending. It's never ending. And of course, to know yourself, what is yourself? You know what I mean? Like, and the, you know, and I'm not even talking about the roles and everything, but I did have to look at the way I played my role, played Oksana. So, and that was very good. I mean, that was painful, but very good. Glad it's over. Yes, yeah. But also, like, going back to, like, smaller things, I also, one time, I was recording my, one of my classes for the wellness package, and one day I just lost vision. I had something in my eye, and I couldn't see through with it. All of a sudden, for 2 days, and then all of a sudden it was fine. Wow. And it felt like it's a burn.
Oh, okay.
Literally. And possibly it was, because, you know, what is frequency? Electricity. And I also thought maybe it was a sign to not use my eyes to see.
Okay, that makes sense.
To use my either third eye or my heart to see. And in fact, I learned how it feels intuitively in your body to feel with your heart and how it feels with your body what is not right for me. So for me, everything is in the body. And I believe also for many, majority of people, because that's where emotions reside. They're in the body, energetic body. And now I'm very clear when it's, yes, move forward or something. It's I feel it, and or not, what's not. So have you had anything interesting with your body changes besides, being psychic now?
Well, besides gaining weight, I did go to the doctor because I started having pain in my breast. And I was like, oh, shit. So I went, and they did the ultrasound, and they're like, it's benign, you're fine. But that was very scary. And I've never had, that type of situation. But it did put a big scare on me. That was new, and I decided that I didn't want to have any more kids. So then I started, taking the triple shots. And that also added to, my emotional state and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, all the side effects suck. I'm not doing this anymore. But, yeah, I tried it. It's not for me. So my body didn't react good to it.
Well, I never suggest to take anything.
Well, I know.
Herbs.
Yeah. Now I know.
Yeah, because it's going to affect you. More than anything, it's herbs. Yeah, herbs, natural stuff. If you need something, I can share with you what I do.
Definitely.
But I'm glad you're okay. And of course, you know how it is with the fear and emotions that are not of acceptance. They create more diseases.
Exactly. Yeah, I should not have taken that route.
Well,
but it did affect me, though. They told me all the side effects, and I was like, should have thought of it.
It happens. We'll learn.
Yeah.
We'll learn
the hard way sometimes, but
it's fine. It's fine. Trust me, I've learned many things the hard way. But then again, you have stories to tell your kids.
Exactly.
And their kids. That's what I think. Definitely, we don't have a boring life, right? So throughout your, all these crazy changes and stuff, were you, what helped you the most to get through it? What helped you? What can you share with listeners? If they go through this changes, whatever it is, energetical, body, through this past year, and now still, we are slowly entering into a new cycle now. What can you share that helped you? Why are you still alive?
Well, in all honesty, I try to find people that think the way that I think, that believe what I believe. And that's helped me a lot to actually talk to people that, pretty much community. And I've met a lot of people, girls specifically, that are going through the same things that I are, but differently. That one of them is actually, she thinks she's psychic like I am, but she's not really into it yet. She's still she fears it. So I'm if it's you, it's you. It's gonna come to you regardless. And she's also into the herbs and meditating, and she's getting into testing the waters. So she's helped me a lot because I was there at some point, and now I'm more into it, and I'm okay, I get it now. But it's a process, pretty much. And I also started going to spas that have how can I explain? There's one spa that I go to in Virginia, and they do the Thai massage, and they have saunas with the crystals and stuff like that. That helped me so much.
Spa World.
Yes.
Korean spa.
Yes.
I love That's another
my
thing.
favorite place, and it's open 24 hours, so anytime I want to go, I can just go. Yeah, it's really great.
I spent a number of my birthdays there.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. I'm like, the best birthday is actually to feel good.
Exactly.
Not to go out and get wasted and then have a hangover for 2 days.
Yeah, yeah. No, but like I discovered that place and I fell in love. I was like, I felt so connected to like everything that they have there.
Mm-hmm.
You can go and just, relax. And the massage, oh my God, I love it.
Did you do the nude one or the upstairs one where they walk on you?
Yeah, when they walk on you, that one. They have a nude one? I didn't know that.
In the swimming pool?
Oh wait, yeah, the scrub.
Scrub.
I haven't done that one yet, but I want to do it.
But the Korean ladies don't discriminate, so be ready to be scrubbed.
I haven't tried that one, but I'm definitely open for it.
I've done it once.
I went in the pool, which was really new to me, like nude in there. But hey, it was nice. I was like, okay.
I hear you. No, I love that place.
I fell in love with it. Mm-hmm. It was nice. That, and then the first time I went, I got home, and I was like, I'm going to try to meditate on this. Like, how is it going to be? I was out. Like, I was, like, so into it, and I felt so enlightened for, like, I don't know, it was, like, a couple of months that I wasn't able to get in that deep. Mm-hmm. But I was able to that day, the first time I went. Mm-hmm. And that was beautiful.
It's very important to be able to relax your body.
Exactly.
Because if we cannot relax our body, we carry the stress, we carry the anxiety, we carry the worry in the body. And then that, develops into cancer, develops into any type of chronic problem.
Exactly.
And that's what I did the past year is I had a goal. I have to get to the bottom of being able to relax, to improve the way I feel, to improve, like even improve my skin, like everything. So it's very important to be able to relax your body. And when you are in the spa, especially with those stones and massages, that's what it does.
Exactly.
And that's why you most likely go deep into the meditation because you are simply relaxed, you are grounded, and you're not jumping around in your head.
Exactly.
So, well, that's wonderful. Yeah, I like your approach. I like what you did with, yes, I agree. And I mean, that's kind of what I did too, to help me with this shift and all the, attachments/detachments that I had to face. The fact that I lived by the beach was already apparent, and I was able to relax, and meditate with the ocean and be with the ocean. But I also was able to do daily walks, connect with nature deeper, to be able to express myself through my gift, which people may not realize, but it does relax you. When you are doing your thing, whether you, like I dance and write, when I do that, I'm in it. Like I love it. I'm dissolved in it. And from my perception, that is a relaxation. That's why we can't relax, because we do usually things we don't like to do, we don't want to do. Because we're trying to finish it up, but when you're enjoying it, you want time to slow down. You want time to be in front of you. You want to be here and now. And so, yeah, for me, that was a huge help. Of course, I did a lot of meditation for myself, even though there was a period of time where I wasn't grounded, and that kind of created some challenges for me because I was dealing with the world that wasn't. We attract everything that we are inside, yes. But because I attracted something that during the process of balancing myself and the door was open, still I attracted that, even though I had to trust it, I guess. But, I meditated, but I was a little bit in confusion. And I think we all had like a month or two or so where energy was extremely fuzzy and confusing, and we didn't know what's going on. But it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because when when any change happens, it doesn't matter what it is, the ending is falling apart, it's confusing, you don't know what's going on. And then you go through that, and now the new stuff is coming out. And now we are in the planning process. Like, okay, what do I want? What is it, what life will make me more relaxed in the future? Because ultimately it is about being fully well in your life, and that wellness will, takes you to the next step. Because otherwise you are disbalanced and you won't get to the, fifth dimension, fourth dimension, whatever dimension. But right now, supposedly we're in the fourth dimension. Mm-hmm. Planet is in fourth dimension. But I want to go back to the point you brought up earlier, community.
Okay.
Community has been on my tongue for a while, on Stephanie's as well. We've been talking about community quite a bit, especially when Stephanie moved to West Coast. We realized that there's no community because it's a new place for us. We both started new lives there. We both started new businesses, and and we had a challenging situation where we didn't have a support. And right now we're really realizing how important it is. And even me, in the past, I used to be such a, individualistic person when it came to like my projects and things I did, because I knew it's going to get done the way I want to. And that got demolished.
I know exactly what you mean.
The idea of being an independent entrepreneur got demolished.
It's not easy. You need community.
No. And I think that's another thing that helps to go through the shift, like you said, is the community. And I didn't have that. And that was hard. And I was challenged with trust. And I'm still exploring trust right now. But right now is the new step to the new step. And I'm really and of course, when we are challenged by trust, we're also challenged by trust internally. Like, you have to recognize who you are. Do you trust your intuition? Do you trust yourself? And that was my lesson too. If I don't trust, well, of course I thought I trusted myself, but you have to be able to trust your intuition. And from there, it helps you to trust another if it's the right trust. But then again, a lot of times what seems to be good for the time, it might not be good later.
Exactly.
But that's where we go back to the lesson had to happen. That means something had to arise for you to, or for me to recognize something about ourselves. So, well, yeah, community is a big one. So it helped you, right, when you were going?
Yeah. A lot, actually.
Mm-hmm. Especially with your new gift.
Yes.
Like right now, you probably want to explore with people and talk to people that already have the gift for a while. And
yeah. And I've been looking into a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anyone with, what I'm exploring.
Well, we actually have Alice, who is intuitive astrologer and tarot reading. She is she's been guest on our show for a few times, and she's wonderful. So maybe we can maybe you can connect with her. I'll give you her information, and you can kind of get her insight on how this works. And we actually went and were guests on her radio show, her previous radio show in LA. She's wonderful.
Definitely.
Yeah, and she is hosting her own show on Feminine Frequency radio show. So, but yeah, I will give you her information so you can chat with her and and get accustomed to your new gift.
Yes, definitely. I'm actually excited now. Before I was like a little afraid.
You'd be surprised. Like I did. It was a few years ago. I would say maybe five, six, maybe. I did one session with a shaman here in DC, and she worked on balancing me out, and she worked on some of other lives as well.
Okay.
And we discussed how difficult it can be to kind of, step into the new step into actually your gift.
Mm-hmm.
But how you deal with your friends, how you deal with like previous community, how you deal maybe with work circumstances, because they don't know that about you. How do you expose that?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so I think that's probably also fears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do you talk to your friends? Oh, hi, I'm psychic. By the way, I know what you're thinking. Well, I know what you will be thinking.
Exactly. But that, I think I passed that a while ago, probably like a couple of years ago. I'm like, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. And I bought a couple of books where it was more about intuition. And it told me what type of like psychic I am in a way, and it said it was more like a spiritual and energy wise. Like I could feel people's energy, and that's why I can connect so much with animals.
Right, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It was like half and half from the test that I did. I'll show you the book.
Wonderful. Well, yeah, you've been definitely connecting with the animals. Yeah. With animals, and perhaps that was your initial step to your bigger gift that you just discovered. Yes, and it's exciting that it led you to this. Go through some of the changes that this shift, energetic shift, is bringing in people. And let me see. All right. So one of the changes that people experience is all resentments, fears, or issues will surface that require acknowledgement, and then resolutions will come and release. Then people will feel depressed or experience emotional highs and lows. And the depression is the result of depressing your spirit. That's interesting.
Actually makes sense.
Yes, it does. It does. Then there's another thing is that you will be misplacing things. Well, actually, time. I'm losing, time frame. I am just the whole structure for me changed. Structure of the day, structure of the life. Like time doesn't mean much to me. Age doesn't mean much to me anymore. So another one is sense of being disoriented or disorganized. Yeah, have you experienced that?
Yeah, disoriented. Like sometimes I'll be driving. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Where am I going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
forgetting memory.
Yeah.
What about memory? Have you experienced that?
That's actually been a big thing for like a couple of years. But I haven't really paid attention to it. So maybe because I haven't paid attention to it, it hasn't really bothered me. Mm-hmm. But it's more like I don't remember anything from when I was a kid.
So you're forgetting some memory from childhood.
Exactly. A lot of it, actually.
Actually, that I heard is what's going to be happening. Because some, like, I follow one astrologer. She is Ascension coach, and Paulina, by the way, we've had her on the show as well, and she's been saying that past life can just drop. I mean, past life is like the life before now. You will start not remembering some things. Things will just drop. And so it doesn't surprise me that you are saying the memories are going sideways.
I really don't. Now that I think about it, I don't remember. Like, really not even anything before I was 17.
And you used to remember?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
How interesting. Yeah, I heard that. So another one, apparently there's diarrhea and constipation as a result of your body feeling scared or wanting to eliminate or hold on to the previous and to attachments. Interesting.
That's very interesting.
Forgetfulness. Senior moments are really the result of dimensional shifts and multidimensional merges. Oh, nice. I have to agree about the forgetfulness. Just even earlier, I forgot what I was talking about. Feeling overwhelmed and crying or laughing almost simultaneously. Joint aches, swelling, excessive pain or stiffness in your neck, shoulders or upper back, lower back, pain. Yeah, I mean, my body has been actually okay. I don't think I have had any pain. Have you had any pain in your body, per se?
Besides the one that I just mentioned,
no. No? Okay. Intuition awakens. Okay, that makes sense.
That's a big one for me.
Heart wakes up. Yes. Feel confused and frustrated because nothing is working. No matter how hard you try. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
That's what happened. I had to redo my business strategy a few times, and it's just, no.
That's another thing that I'm dealing with right now, actually. Financially, trying to figure out what's the next move. I need to figure it out.
Well, right now is the time for planning, and then we will be harvesting what we planned. So now is the time for it. Yeah. So I've played. Probably, I recreated the way I'm selling my classes online 3 times. So right now it's on the 3rd version of it. So I understand. And this makes sense now because I'm like, wow, that does happen to me. Did happen to me. Then also, let's see, increased dissatisfaction and stress with your work, your career, or work doesn't fit who you are anymore. That's why I quit 2 jobs in the past 6 months, a year ago, and the past, in 6 months, a year ago. That makes sense. Then money doesn't arrive according to your payment schedule or in amounts that you think you need. Yes, here. Yeah. Yes, for you.
That's a big one right now, too.
Impatient, feel like you are going to be in the limbo stage forever.
Not really.
No. Well, for me, patience has been a very big lesson. I am, in general, very fast, and if I'm ready to do something, I'm ready. I'm ready for it to happen. And this past year was a big, huge lesson of being patient and waiting and working on myself and not expecting any tangible results from the business, even though I was very optimistic and positive about it, but I had to learn to go with the nature cycle, with the flow, and investigate why it's not happening. What am I doing? Not the way. I don't want to say right way, but a right way for me, I guess. Yeah. So another one is puzzles, because you have done all the right things, yet nothing clicks. Oh boy, yes.
Yeah, same here.
Yes. Another one is feel torn in 50 different directions at the same time and just wanting to sit and do nothing. And that's what I did. I sat on the beach, and for some time I did nothing. Just worked on my internal state. Then high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, dizziness, new energy needs to get integrated into your body. Just today I was talking to someone I know, and she said just recently her blood pressure heightened, and she's struggling with that. Anything happened to you besides?
Well, before I had Romeo, and after I had him, I always had like very high blood pressure, and I feel like it's been going up again.
Really? Mm-hmm. So perhaps this is part of the shift.
Yeah.
Headaches and or pressure on the top of your head or behind your eyes. Also, respiratory issues, throat, bronchitis, lung issues, supposedly because new energy vibrations don't fit in your current body. Well, and that's perhaps what the reason I had, hot and cold is adjustment to the frequency, to the new energy vibration frequency. And I believe my burning eye as well. I had burning on my leg as well. I still have like scars that you can see. That could be also part of it, or unless it's because of the laptop I was holding on, that could be it, but it still looked kind of strange, so I'm not sure about that one. But it's those three changes that I really experienced. I think I had headaches as well, but it was short period pressure in my head as well. Flu, that's another one, and I remember in January, actually December, I got hit. A lot of people got hit with flu, and a lot of people were saying it's not flu necessarily.
That's interesting because I got hit with the flu around that time, but everyone in my house got it. Mm-hmm. And my son had it for 1 whole week straight. Oh, wow. And then he got it again. And I was like, what is going on? It was pretty bad.
Really? And then that's what they're saying here is that it's due to discharge of old energy bursting out of your body. Anger outbursts for no apparent reason. And anger generally comes from feeling powerless or out of control. The feeling you just don't want to be on the planet anymore. Hallelujah! I've been looking for the tall bridge the whole year. Yes, I get it. Food doesn't really interest you, or you desire totally different foods. Also, another one is friends no longer fit with who you are. That's a very common thing. A lot of my previous community, spiritual communities, kind of not necessarily as tight and as close anymore. So that dropped for me. I don't know about you. Have you changed your friend circle? Or
I've usually been a loner. I've usually been like a loner, so
yeah,
it's always a different circle every time.
Yeah, it's funny because I also spend majority of my time on my own. Well, because any spiritually aware person understands the necessity of being alone.
Exactly.
So, and for me, I even though my challenge from childhood was fear of abandonment.
Okay.
And I'm writing this in my book. So abandonment actually is a big one. And it looks, it shows throughout my life because I've moved to this country on my own and I've dealt with that. And it's, went also into relationships. So all of that stuff, it's a pattern that I've observed. Even though I kind of enjoy being on my own, but subconsciously that's the pattern. So I had to really, face that as well. Then what else is on this list? So different friends, home environment doesn't feel appropriate anymore. You look in your closet and can't find anything to wear or realize many things you don't ever want to wear again. I went through that again. Like before I moved to West Coast, I went through complete elimination of my closet. I still had a lot. Then I was moving back here to East Coast from LA, and I still went through so much clothes, and I still gave away more. And I still have a couple of bags left, but I felt the same way. Like, even though the pieces are still good, I don't want to wear them.
Exactly. I went through that too.
Declutter, minimize it, What else is here? Your car no longer feels like a best friend or no longer supports your lifestyle.
I got another car.
I don't have a car right now. Wow. So everything that happened to me actually.
It makes sense now.
Whoa, do they say about that? All right, no car. You are very sensitive to noise and sound pollution. May also experience ringing in the ears.
Yeah.
I also have ear ringing sometimes still, and tunnel vision. You feel tired or exhausted and require lots of sleep. I definitely experienced that.
I did too, for like a whole week straight.
Well, sleep should be definitely a big, important part of everybody's life, regardless whether it's an energetic shift or not, because body has to rejuvenate, it has to replenish the cells, and people don't sleep enough. Also, what else is here? Weird, violent, or frequent dreams.
That's definitely me.
Yes, through dreams we heal, we release, we understand. I also experienced very interesting dreams myself. Electronic equipment stops working or blows up. When I was leveling my energy, after I was kind of spread out, then I started leveling my energy and increasing in vibration 2 times in a row. And I don't want to announce it on the radio, but I couldn't be on the radio. I couldn't get into the studio. Our guests couldn't call in. So I believe my frequency was higher than whatever the radio frequency is, and I just couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Like I was disrupting it. So that's my experience of it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, but and then after that it was fine. Of course, we also faced a lot of retrogrades, but at that time it wasn't in place. So that's why this makes sense that electronic equipment will stop working because of your frequency internally. Of course, synchronistic events, seeming coincidences becoming a norm. So manifestation becomes on a higher frequency and much easier. Another thing is natural disasters. Yes, we've experienced a lot of fire on West Coast, earthquakes, hurricanes on East Coast, floods, rain, tornadoes.
Oh, the volcano that just erupted.
Hawaii, yes. Oh, yes. What else is here? I guess they're speaking here in this article about accidents, airplane, car accidents, train. Well, I guess it's harmony because everything is kind of, losing the foundation. The foundation is being demolished so we can rebuild. And the last one I think on this list is, Alzheimer's and dementia. The symptoms are often clues indicating that the person has gone on to another dimension energetically, but their body is still in the third dimension. That's interesting. I mean, when it comes to such diseases, I guess, I always wondered, what happened to the person. I also do understand, with time, functions do deteriorate, especially how you approach life and what you do with your body. But I've always wondered, when you lose memory, you just don't want to remember anything anymore.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Like you're saying, you're losing memory of childhood.
Exactly.
Because it's time for it to go. You don't need that. You need space in your head, probably, in your brain, in your mind. You need to, grasp different stuff. You don't need past memories. They're gone. So, and I think what I would like to read here, what this article is talking about and suggesting, is 15 things you can do to empower yourself during this shift. Like we already mentioned what we did naturally to stay balanced, not necessarily balanced, but to stay okay, to continue the shift, because a lot of people, been struggling. It's difficult. But let me add a few more to what we already discussed that this article is suggesting. So first one is to stay compassionate with yourself, honor yourself, and just slow down with everything. Don't rush. Don't be overwhelmed. Also, be kind to your body. Get massages, body and energy work. Go into the nature, spend time in the nature. That helps. Also, get plenty of rest and sleep. Meditate and allow plenty of quiet time and alone time to get into your own vibrational field. Another one is practice earthing. Ground with the earth. Yes.
I forgot to mention that. I did that.
Nice. I agree. I walked on the beach all the time, bare feet. Yes, so lovely. Earth shifts into higher frequency, which you can draw into your body. Also, find ways to arrange your time to allow for the activities you choose, including creative, flexible work hours. Big time. Slow down when you drive. Don't text or talk on the phone while driving. Be fully present while driving. Another one is remove yourself from as many electronic gadgets as possible because they hinder your energy, and especially before you go to sleep. At least an hour before, try not to use computer or phone. It will allow your body to, to stabilize its own energy and just sleep better and faster and better and deeper. So I lately try to not use computer before I go to bed, at least an hour. It really does help, and I noticed that. But I also started getting into a natural cycle.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go to sleep before 9 and wake up around 4 or 5. And I really like that. I really like that. But, you have to go to sleep at 9, like 8 or 9. Otherwise. Yes.
Around here. So.
But it's a natural cycle, though.
Gotcha.
Because it's summer. That's why it's still bright. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Because naturally when sun sets, it's a sunset, your body naturally, goes back to sleep and then you wake up. And that's like, I've observed how I felt, and more you are with the natural cycle, better you feel and healthier you feel. Another one is become aware of what you feel in the moment and act accordingly. I guess staying with integrity, being in integration, being, I guess, in integration with your thoughts, feelings, and actions. That's what I do in my classes, is creating connection between those three aspects of humankind, where you are thinking, you're feeling, and you're acting in that flow. Like, you are not changing what you're feeling from what you are thinking. You're not changing your actions from what you're feeling. Of course, you can change all of that, but as long as you act upon what you feel and you feel what you think, you are in your alignment and in your integration. Otherwise, confusion takes place. And confusion is the divider. So you're becoming divided in your own self, and this is the worst state of being, because I've experienced this past year, and it's very difficult. And I know a lot of people go through that. It's a very normal thing, but I don't like to be in confusion, to be honest. Let's see. Wear clothes and colors and styles that feel good in the moment. Change throughout the day if you feel like it. Use water for healing. Drink plenty of purified water. Take baths, showers, and swim, especially in the ocean. Yes. Make your environment special with appropriate music, fresh flowers, candles, incense, and special friends. So I would say music, sound is so important. Just recently, I shared with a dear friend of mine music that I used for my classes online, and he was able to get in unison within himself, let's just say it that way. It helped him to ground himself, to become more of a whole internally. That was a blessing for me to hear. So sound is so important, not just for me, but in general. I believe it's very important. It's everything. Numbers, sound, it's the existence, it's everything. And what I also wanted to say is how you arrange your environment, where you live, is important. And feng shui, they call feng shui. So, check with people that know that, because you're supposed to sleep kind of a certain way. The door should be not, I think, next to your head. So there are ways that the energy flows in your house, which when you are in your house, it really does help. It's not a joke. So
actually, I got 2 books on it, and that's what I've been using to, rearrange. And I'm the kind of person, I grew up liking the color black. So everything in my house was so dark, and now I'm like, no, I want light. I'm changing everything up, and it's been helping with this shift, too. It's really interesting, actually. I didn't think about it until now.
It does, because it's a flow. It's a flow of energy, and it's kind of like, it's almost the same as internally, too. Like, I visualize, like, emotions that are hindering us. They're almost like armoire standing in the middle of the room and preventing me expressing myself the way I want to, because I'm afraid of something. So that's kind of what I feel about furniture and things that in the house, it could be standing one way where you walk in and you cannot breathe in your house, something like that.
Exactly.
Or you feel depressed right away. And I've always exercised very nice flow in my house, because I consider my place to be my sanctuary, even though right now I don't have my place. But when I do, I want to create it the way when I come home, and if I'm off where I was, I'm at home, and it feels like home. But your home, of course, is always your body. You have to feel at home in your body everywhere. So, but if you are not at that point yet, make sure your home feels like home and it's supportive in energy. What else is here on this list? Clearly communicate how you feel and what's going on, but only to people who understand sacred principles. Yeah, I would say sometimes it's better to say less to people that don't understand what you're going through than anything, because you can't explain something to somebody who hasn't walked the path.
Exactly.
And I learned also to shut my mouth. I have a radio show. I don't need to talk to others. I can speak about it on the radio show.
Yeah, I learned that one the hard way.
Yeah.
Where, there's a lot of judgment and whatnot. And I'm like, maybe I should not have said anything.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes when people judge, it's kind of like, for you, how do you react to that?
Mm-hmm.
Does it bother you? And I said,
depends on the person, I guess.
Well, and that's maybe where you could question, why does it bother you? Because it's also emotions.
True.
It's true. Because ultimately, you shouldn't care, what other people think of you or think of whatever. So it's not necessarily that something is wrong, but something to look into, like what aspect of it is bothering me. Why am I bothered?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's another step, in the paradigm, in a rabbit hole. Let's see, and a few other ones. Be clear about who you are and what's important to you. Know yourself and be yourself. That's a big one for all of us. Enough of playing roles. Enough of pleasing others before pleasing yourself. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work in a healthy way. You cannot give to others if you don't have. I learned that the hard way. I lost a lot because I gave too much. And it's a lesson. It's a lesson of balance. Give and take, yin yang, plus, minus, all of that. Black and white. Happy medium is in the middle. And let's see. And a few last ones. Live in the now moment. This means keeping everything current, communication, commitments, relationships, finances, outer maintenance, R&R, exercise, eating, and much more. So now is now. Now is everything. Now creates tomorrow.
Exactly.
Right? What can you say about now? How now are you? Because you have a child. How now are you now?
I'm here now.
Well, do you find yourself being more now, in the now moment, because you have a child? Because, children are always present. Like, they're...
I can talk about, the shifts that I've seen within my child. I'll give you a short story. So I taught Romeo how to tie his shoes, how to brush his teeth, how to do all these things. And one day to another, he's like, I don't know how to do this, how to tie his shoes, how to put on his shoes. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And what he told me, his explanation was, that was when I was blind.
Oh.
I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I was blind, and now everything's new to me.
Wow.
I was like, this is so interesting. I was really interested.
And your child is...
He's now 7.
He's 7 years old.
And this happened...
Shift.
Yeah. He said it to me when he was 6.5-ish. So last year.
He said, now I'm not blind.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He said, now I'm not blind. So he asked me to teach him all over again.
But just to clarify for the listeners, we're speaking of blind, I guess third eye and sensing things. But he's functioning.
Oh, yes,
he
yes,
can
definitely.
see everything. It's fine, yes, with his 2 eyes.
Exactly. Yes. It has nothing to do with physically being blind.
Right. He was always, he had vision before.
Exactly.
So, wow. Anything else you mentioned during the shift?
I mean, how
he's changed?
I can't think of anything on top of my head. But there's probably a couple of years, not right now in the shift, but a couple of years ago, he had a dream. I was working at Animal Hospital. He had a dream that there was a bunny in the house and he was chasing it. And he said that was his bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him telling me the story.
Mm-hmm.
And actually a bunny came into the hospital I was working at. And they were like, do you want to keep it? I'm like, oh, my God, yeah, sure. And then he told me again, he's like, Mom, this is the bunny I saw in my dream. And it was in a week time span. Like, he had the dream, like, Monday night, and we had the bunny, like, Friday night. And he said, this is the bunny. It was black, and it had, like, little white spots. He described it all.
So it sounds like psychic abilities in the family.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that.
What about your mom?
I don't know. She's not very open to that kind of stuff.
She might have it. She's just not open.
But I remember my aunt, which is from my mother's side, saying that she thinks she has this gift as well. We haven't really actually sat down and talked about, what's going on with me, but I remember her bringing it up a couple of times, like at family reunions and whatnot.
So, yeah, and I've noticed that it's typically kind of runs in a family. Like if you're psychic in some sort of way, at least that's what I've noticed from people I know.
Okay.
They it's a lineage, which, lineage, ancestry, you bring all of it together.
Okay.
And you start observing. So that's interesting. And now your son.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Awesome. Things that I'm finding out now. And what the last one on my list here that I wanted to bring to everybody is be grateful for who you are and who you are becoming. Simplify your life and legalize happiness. Yes, let's legalize happiness. We're all allowed to be happy and healthy and well. So, and that's kind of what I've been also working with my own self is regardless what happened and perhaps, like small, tiny thought of me still kind of, blames myself a little bit. I should have done it a little differently. But ultimately, I know everything happened the way it needed to happen. And it brought everything I needed to have. And I have succeeded because of the changes I've experienced in my body and in my emotion more than anything. So, yes, let's, honor who we're becoming and exercise self-love and acceptance and, drop the fears. Or if it presents, question it, like, why am I afraid of this? And asking, guide me through this fear. Allow me to not fear this. Or show me reasons. Show me what is in this fear. So it's a process, and unfortunately for me, like I literally just let it go. I let it go of controlling things. I was confused for a little bit, and during that time, I actually faced the fears when I was confused, and perhaps maybe that's why it happened that way. I don't know. So, yes, let's celebrate us. So, in a few couple of minutes, what I wanted to ask you, Dee, is tell us a little bit about your service because I do want to expose your service, because you are my wonderful cat sitter and you're doing a wonderful job, and I'm back here to reunite. So let us tell us a little bit about, just briefly, about your services and what you do now. Share your contact, and then we'll wrap it up. We're almost at the end of the show. So.
Okay, so I have a company. It's pet sitting and dog walking, mostly in Hyattsville, Riverdale, Maryland, College Park, and Tacoma Park for now. Basically do midday walks, pet sitting, cats and dogs. I have actually experience also with ducks.
Ducks?
Yeah. That was pretty fun. There was one client, she had like 5 pets. It was like 1 dog, 1 cat, 2 birds, and a duck. And I was like, I don't have any experience with ducks. She's like, it's okay, just treat it like, like a bird. I was like, okay, cool. And I'd take him a bath and stuff. It was fun.
Wow.
It was so entertaining.
I want a duck. I want chickens, ducks, pigs. No, I don't need pigs.
It was pretty fun. It was fun. That was interesting.
Well, now duck is on your list of services. Wow.
Exactly.
Typically, people cook ducks. Wow, that's great. Yeah. Okay, and what is your website, phone number? How do people can connect with you, the services?
The website is Paws.com. Sorry, I was thinking of the email address as well. And the email address is romespaws@gmail.com.
And it's ROMESPAWS.
Yes, that's right.
And phone number, or which email is fine?
Email's fine. I honestly can't always pick up the phone because I'm driving, but you can always shoot me a text message. It's 301-640-9503. And I have a bunch of pictures on Instagram and the Facebook web, also the page. And pretty much that's it.
All right. Well, guys, connect with Dee. She's amazing at what she does. If you live in this Maryland area, and thank you for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Stepping into this role, because it's a very important talk. It was very casual today. We just wanted to exchange our insight and experience about, throughout this complicated shift we've been going through, because I know a lot of people are going through that now as well and before. So we just wanted to chat casually and exchange our personal information. So I thought that was very important. I think thank you for today. Thank you for coming into the studio and spending time with me. And we'll definitely bring you back again when opportunity arises. So stay in touch, please. And I think that's it for now. Let me share my personal information as well. Please do connect to my online classes for wellness. It's body, mind, and heart integration. We go into free flow movement, into joint rotation, stretching, qigong, slow movement, energy, lots of meditation, self-inquiry guidance. And all of that is listed on Vimeo.com, Vimeo.com /Oksana Gonchar, OXANAGONCHAR /VOD_pages, PAGES. You can also call me at 202-930-2530, and you can easily also connect to me on Facebook at The Ancient Wisdom. And find me on YouTube. You can just you can just search Oksana Gonchar, and you'll find my YouTube videos. I post a lot of free health tips there, some insight and concepts. I do my dance sessions and expressions. I will be doing soon podcasts, and I will be, posting links to podcasts there as well. And yeah, just stay in touch. I also write for SivanaSpirit.com. I will be writing more articles there, so connect. Yeah, if you have any questions in regard to anything we've discussed, or my classes, or these services, please call me directly if you'd like. And I think that's about it for today. I'm excited that we had this conversation today. It's summertime on East Coast and West Coast. It's been a beautiful day today. And, that's it for today. We will be on again live next Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Next Monday will be July the 2nd. Oh my, time flies. Wow. So next time will be July 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So everyone have a fabulous the rest of Monday, and we will be seeing you and chatting with you next Monday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a wonderful evening and day. Talk to you soon. Ciao.